Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the
Latin
Latin
voices.
voices.
Welcome, everyone. So, happy and blessed Thursday for those who are on Thursday. Happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday. So, today's topic is
Our topic for today, and welcome again to Latin Voices Live. We're going to be talking about self doubt. Isn't a stop sign, it's a signal. So, we're going to tell you why you are self doubting yourself and what you need to do.
yes. So that's what we're going to be talking today. So, before we dive into our topic, let us introduce ourselves. So, hi, everyone. My name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Yesenia, but everyone knows me as Jessie. I'm a nurse by profession. I live here in Ontario, Canada, but I'm original from Cuba. I have my business online and I'm a mentor at the same time.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel. I am originally from Mexico, now residing in North Carolina with my family. I am a digital business owner and a mentor.
So we also want to remind everyone that every Tuesdays and every Thursdays we do have our live webinars. So if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start creating that plan B or that extra side of income besides your current job, here are 3 ways that you can do that. So you can communicate with us by either put in the comments more info, send us a private message, or register directly into our website. So when you register into our website, you receive an email that will contain 2 links. So the first one is to register to the live webinars. So our live webinars is every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. And we actually have one tonight. So if you want to learn how to, or all you have to do is just register into our website first, put in the comments info, and send us a private message. I will be happy to answer any questions that you might have. So on that email, you will receive 2 links. The first one is to register to the live webinar. So you can pick either day or both. Second link is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend to the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, you're probably wondering, so what is it that you're going to find out in the webinar? So in the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works. And also you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So if you want to catch tonight's live webinar, here are the hosts and panelists for tonight.
We're having our live webinar tonight, and we will have Zainab as our host. She is a stay at home mom. We're also going to have Quarum, who is a former banker. We will have Aisha, who is an online business owner, and Jeanette, who is a former Army officer.
Yes. So so if you're catching tonight's live webinar, our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: that's Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So and if you're catching the replay, our replays have subtitles in several languages. There you go. So now you know if you want to watch tonight's live webinar, all you have to do is register into any of the websites that appear on the screen. All right, so let's dive into our topic for today.
Okay, so self doubt isn't a stop sign, it's a signal.
Yes, so that's what we're going to be talking today. So, welcome back to another episode of the Latin Voices, and happy and blessed Thursday for those who are on Thursday, and happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday. So, today we're talking about something every single one of us has experienced, and that is self doubt. So, that little voice that says, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if this isn't for me? But what if self doubt isn't a stop sign? What if it is actually a signal that you're stepping outside your comfort zone, a signal that you are growing? So today, we're going to break it down. And for that, we're going to be talking about the following points.
All right, so our point for today, point number 1, self-doubt appears when you are expanding. And point number 2, actions shrink doubts.
Yes, so that's what we're going to be talking today. So let's dive into the first point.
Okay, so our first point today is self-doubt appears when you are expanding. And there was a moment in my journey when I thought self-doubt meant I wasn't ready, Every time I stepped towards something bigger, a new opportunity, a new responsibility, a new level of visibility, that familiar voice would show up. And this is what it sounded like. All the questions that I was asking was, that voice inside my head asking me, who do you think you are? What if you're not good enough? Or what if they find out you don't have everything, And the beauty of this business is you start at your own stage. Everybody comes from different backgrounds. We all have different experiences, but you don't have to have the experience and you don't have to start at a certain level. And for a while, I interpreted that as a voice that was warning me to stop, to give up, not to go any further. I saw that as, okay, this is not for you. But here's what changed everything for me. Self-doubt doesn't show up when you are playing small. It shows up when you're stretching. And according to the research published in the Journal of Behavioral Science, reveals that over 70% of high achieving professionals experience imposter syndrome at some point in their careers. CEOs, entrepreneurs, leaders, and people we admire had the same doubts. They asked themselves the same questions. So doubt is not a sign of incompetent. I can't even say that word. Incompetence is often a sign of elevation. So neurologically, when you attempt something new, your brain activates its threat detection system. It prefers familiarity, things that you're used to, things that you have done in the past. It prefers proven territory. And, it prefers safety. So it wants to keep you in that comfort zone, in those same things that you've been doing before. And growth, however, lives in the unfamiliar. So when your mind says this feels uncomfortable, it may not mean stop. It may mean you have never been here before, And I think we all have had the feeling of when we start something completely unknown and we have that feeling of complete uncomfortability, In my own experience, every major level of growth was preceded by discomfort. Before I felt confident speaking, I felt nervous. Before I felt capable reading, I felt uncertain. And before I felt qualified, I felt exposed. So if I had waited for doubts to disappear, I would have stayed where I was. The difference between those who grow and those who those who stall is not the absence of doubt, is interpretation, So what we really have to find out that feeling that we're having, what does it mean? What one person may see the doubt as a stop sign, and another person may see it as a doorway. Okay. So instead of asking why am I doubting myself, I began asking, what new level am I stepping into? And that shifted, everything for me, because doubt stopped being an enemy and it became a confirmation that I was expanding. So the next time you feel that doubt, when you feel that uncomfortable feeling, just think about this. You're stepping into a new level of your life, you're stepping into something better, you're expanding. So don't be afraid and take action.
Thank you, Sabel. So we do have some comments here from Eileen Takata. She say, hello, ladies. Happy Thursday. And she also say, yes. And doubt is a huge killer of dreams. And yeah, 100% agree with that. So, and she also sent a like emoji. So thank you, Eileen. Thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, so Isabel just talk about self-doubt appears when you're expanding. So many times when we see self-doubt, it's actually the other side, there's growth. So if we don't let self-doubt take over and we shift that mindset, into what am I going to step into, like a new level or a new growth, that's when you start growing. So now let's move on to the second point.
All right, so our second point is action shrink doubts. Okay, self-doubt grow in stillness. Okay, is shrink or movement. A study from the University of Melbourne found that thinking small, consistent action increased confidence level significantly with weeks, even before those major results appear. All right, so confidence is not something you wait to feel, it's something you build by doing. The first live you go on maybe feel scary, the first pose feel awkward, the first conversation feel uncomfortable, but after repetition it becomes normal. Your doubt fade, not because it disappear magically, but because your identity expand through action. The more evidence you give to yourself that you can try, learn, improve, the quieter those doubts becomes. And this is super important. And this is something that I learned, no, when I start all my journey. Most people think that confidence comes first. They believe they have to feel ready before they act. And I thought about that. And I was one of those persons like 5 years ago. But that doesn't work like that. I learned that confidence came from action, not the other way around. So when you overthink, your doubt expands. When you delay things, your fear multiplies. When you wait for something way too long, your securities start getting louder, and you start thinking, you start doubting yourself, you start having the hesitation. The longer you sit with it, the stronger that feel becomes. So we need to take actions. The moment you take a step, even the small ones, doesn't have to be a big shift, have to be a small actions. Can be, you can start gaining, clarity. You can start gaining, you know gather evidence. Maybe you realize it wasn't as scary as you thought it's going to be, or maybe as scary as your mind was making it to be. As I say, who would say like, oh, I'm going to start a business online, who I am. So you start thinking those bad thoughts, but then you start to say, oh my gosh, anyone can start this. So it's just those small actions doesn't eliminate that fear immediately. It doesn't disappear right away, but your fears are becoming weak, and weak and weak and weak over time, and then you start moving. You don't need to build uh like, don't build like the business from the beginning, or have like a really something like whatever you want to do in your life. You just need to believe in what are you doing. I believe that you can make it. When you start our business, one of those beliefs can be like, post constantly. I contact people, message, start do your training, and maybe start seeing those opportunities out there, learning skills, and those actions going to become really important for you, because you will learn, your skin, it will grow thick, and then you're going to see how that doubt is going to disappear. That self-doubt is not a stop sign, it's a sign that you need to stretching, you need to start doing something. You never feel doubt just because you're growing. You grow feels unfamiliar, but in familiar doesn't mean there's something impossible. So I will encourage you right now, you is watching us. If you are waiting to feel confident, before you start something, stop. Stop that. You start doing action. Don't wait alone. And you when you start doing it, you're going to see that clarity. You're going to start seeing your self confidence. So don't doubt. Instead, the asking, I think, is I say, what if I can? Start asking questions. Let's find out. Start moving before you start ready, and that's how you transform. That's how transformation happen. So let's all move to the next level, and we all can do it, because if we are doing it, and a lot of people out there are doing it, you can do it too.
Yeah, thank you, Jessie. Eileen has more. She has a comment here. Check the book by Rhonda Byrne entitled "The Greatest Secret." I highly recommend it. And she also say, yes, I agree. Sis Jessie Rodriguez, learning gives you confidence. So,
Thank you so much, and we check that book, guys. If you watching us, check that book too. Looks like it's really good. So let's check all up, and let's all learn and grow together.
yes. Okay, so Jessie just talked about action shrinks doubt. So when you start taking action, so the first step is taking action. And after you take actions is the repetition. So doing it every time. And that's how you're going to start shrinking those doubts. So they're going to start disappearing. So that's the first step. All right. So what is the key takeaway of this topic?
Okay, so if you're feeling self-doubt right now, don't panic. It doesn't mean stop. It means stretch, it means grow, it means you care. Self-doubt is not a stop sign. It's a signal that you're moving towards something bigger.
Yeah, so that's our key takeaway for this topic. And so we hope so that you learn something today, how to stop the self-doubt, how or what is self-doubt means, when we get those self-doubt, and what you're supposed to do, taking action, repetition, and understand that self-doubt is just part of growth. It's part of doing something that will allow you to keep learning, to keep growing. So it's not really a bad thing, but you have to identify it first, and then also um, shift it into that is a positive thing, and then take action and repetition. So we have Eileen. She say, "You're so brave, ladies, for even showing up right now." Thank you, Eileen. Thank you for your comment. Okay, so what is our topic for next Thursday?
All right, so next Thursday, connect with us on Latin Voices, and we're going to be talking I don't have time, the most expensive belief I ever had. That's what I would say. I don't have time. So you want to change your mind and change that thought, connect with us next Thursday on Latin Voices, and we will be discussing about it.
Yes, that's right. And Eileen said, "You got this." So thank you, Eileen, for the comment. So we have arrived to the end of our life. So we hope so that like you learned something. And if you want to add something else to what we mentioned today, you can put it in the comments, and we'll be happy to read your comments. And if you want to learn how you can start your online business, creating that plan B or that extra side income besides your current job. Here are 3 ways you can learn more about it. So you can either put in the comments more info, send us a private message, or register directly into our websites that appear on the screen, and we'll send you that invitation to watch our free webinar. We actually do have a free webinar tonight, so it's a good opportunity. So you can watch it tonight at 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. And all you have to do is just register into any of the website, or you can send us a private message or comment info. So saying that, we want to say thank you to everyone for watching the live with us today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. And to our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us and engaging with our content. We want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Thursday for those on Thursday, and a happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday, and a happy and rest of the week for everyone. So thank you again for being here with us today. And on to the next episode of the
Latin Voices.
Voices.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone. God bless you all.